Hello everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be with you tonight. We are going to be making a really fun card. I think you're going to love it. We're going to use a stamp set from an online exclusive release. And you're going to absolutely love it. And I will be making another card with it on Thursday. So come back then. I just want to go through a few announcements before we get our card stamping on. So let's just go through a few things. First thing I want to talk about is the new Stampin' Reward program. If you go to my store and make a purchase of $20 or more, you're going to start banking 10% of what you buy in an account called a Stampin' Rewards account. In order to have access to that, you have to opt into this program, and I want to make sure that all my customers are opting in to the Stampin' Rewards program. So you have to go to your account and you have to tell them that you want the Stampin' Rewards, and then they will give you access to it. And you're going to start banking 10% of all your purchases that you make on your own from me. And I'm really excited about it. $20 is all you have to spend, and you'll start making $2 on your 20. And you can use it all at once. You can save it up. You can use it a little bit at a time. Every time you order, you can use it. But the first time you order, you won't have access to it. Every time after that, you'll have access. So you earn it, but then you can use it on your next order. Does that make sense? So let's say you order $100 and you got $10 your very first time that you've opted into Stampin' Rewards. What will happen is that $10 will go into an account, and next time you go to place an order, you'll have $10 that you can put towards it. So let's say you want to spend $100 again. Well, you can order $110 and then take $10 off and only pay $100. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Or you can save up that $10 and then the $10 the next time and the next time, and then one order you can just get it for free. If you save up 100, you know, like if you save up the $10 from 10 orders of $100, then the next time you order after that, you could just get a free order and just pay the minimum shipping of $7.95 for everything in your order. It's pretty amazing, and I think that you guys are going to love it. So I just wanted to share with you, and if anybody has any questions or needs help opting in, let me know, and I would be happy to help you. Just send me an email at Kelly, Kelli, at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. All right, that's it for that. Let's talk about our Inky Hands crew. If you are not a crew member, you are missing out on a free class every month. Well, technically free, because you're only paying $7.99 a month to get 6 projects. They all include a suite, a stamp set, or a bundle, and you will have 6 ideas for that stamp set or bundle. So it is a really fun way to get a class every month. I do a lot of extra things for my crew, and you will love being a part of it. If you need information about it, you want to go to my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and you're going to click on memberships, and in there you will see all the information about how the Inky Hands crew works. I have sent out the one for April, so the next one will be May. So go ahead and start signing up so that you can get your May class. It's only $7.99 a month. Literally the price of a cup of coffee. So what are you waiting for? Join my crew. All right. Card Fiesta is a local event that I have. I will be canceling the June 7th one because I have something else that came up that date. I may change it. So we may meet May 3rd, 17th, and 31st. I don't know. It's Labor Day. It's Memorial Weekend, so I'm not sure about that. We may just go ahead and skip the 7th also. Or maybe we will meet on a weeknight instead. It'll be fun. Who knows? We'll figure it out between everybody that comes to Card Fiesta. But if you're in my area and you would like to come, send me a message. I will reserve a spot for you. I have to make sure I have enough spots at the restaurant where we are, so I need to know that you would like to come. It is a lot of fun, and you will love it. Saturdays from 12:30 to 3:30. We get there at noon. We order our food and eat, and at 12:30 we start making cards. Our next one is May the 3rd, which is this Saturday. So I will see you guys at Card Fiesta. I can't wait. Alrighty. Paper pumpkin. This month's paper pumpkin for the month of May is Mountain Majesties. You have until May 10th to subscribe, and then the kit will go out. I believe this kit is going to be amazing. It has 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designs, 9 coordinating envelopes, pre-cut vellum and paper pieces, sorry, watercolored card bases. I'm making myself laugh. Watercolored card bases, coordinating colors. Oh, and also the envelopes coordinate as well. And the coordinating colors are Basic Black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, which is the Stampin' Spot, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. I think it's going to be a stunning set, and anyone who loves the outdoors, these are the cards for them. All right, and if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase the add-on. It's a really fun little set of dies that you can purchase as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. They come in a little package like this, and these are called the Hugs a Bloom dies. And inside you will find the word hugs, the flower and leaf, which is for June, the label, which is for May. Aren't these so cool? And you see they're the actual size that I have them printed. And so you can purchase this set. It's $12. And it's a really great way to take the stamp set that you get with your Paper Pumpkin and extend it and use it for other things. So I love getting these little dies. They're a lot of fun, and I hope that if you don't have this quarter's add-on, we do one every quarter, that you will get it to go with your Paper Pumpkin. You have to be a subscriber, again, to get that. It's $12, and it's item number 166238. All right. Oh, that's not good anymore. Sorry, guys. I forgot to remove that one. That was last week. Kits collection. We should be getting some new kits soon. I can't wait. But April kits are Essential Occasions, which is 6 cards, 1 each of 6 designs. We have the paper bouquet, which I just want to tell you, this is pretty awesome. We have Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, Strawberry Slush, and Secret Sea. All 5 new in colors that will be out on May the 6th. You can get them in this paper bouquet kit. So get it now. It's fun to have a bouquet of flowers in your craft room. And then we have the Loveliest Wishes kit, which is 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. They are white cord or white based and some pops of color. You can also add more color to them with Stampin' Blends, watercolor, ink blending, so many options. So check those out. And I want to start talking about Lucky Number. We will be registering for game night. We had such a fun time on the 24th. If you missed it, you really missed it. But the next game night is going to be May 22nd. I'm not quite sure what the bundle is going to be yet, because I think I want to use a new bundle from the catalog. So I haven't decided which one yet, but I will let you know as soon as I know. It is the last Thursday night of the month, and it's going to be so much fun. I hope that you will register for game night. I will let you know probably by Thursday what bundle I will use for game night, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to make 4 cards and play 4 games of Lucky Number, and ask the ladies in the chat because they had the best time and we all had fun and we won lots of prizes. So you get to pick the product that you want from a variety of product that I put up on the screen, and then I put your name on it and I send it to you with your make and take kit for the 4 projects. So it's like a mini class and a game all at once where you can win prizes. So I hope that you will try our game night for the month of May, and I will let you know Thursday what will be the bundle that I'm going to use for game night. I have PDFs available for sale in my store. This is just a plug for you to know. I also have retired products available in my store. Please check them out because it's a great way for you to support me, and I would greatly appreciate it. All right, I think that's it for the announcements. Oh, that wasn't too bad, was it? Let me put away all my little papers before I lose them, and we'll get started. I'm going to I'm going to show you this card. It's laying flat right now, but I guaranteed that it's going to be exciting when I open it up for you. So we're using the You Are Remarkable stamp set. It's from the online exclusive. It does not have dies. It is a standalone stamp set, and it is stunning. I wanted to share with you a couple projects with it because I think you'll absolutely love it. It pairs with a couple other stamp sets that are also standalone sets. So it's a really fun way to pair it with other things. So this card that we're going to be making is a faux step card. And so as you can see, it sits up like this. And isn't that so pretty? I just think it's so beautiful. It says friends are flowers in the garden of life. And I'm using the Country Woods Designer Series paper for this project. And then on the back, you can write your little message. I have a little area with some more Country Woods paper, the little bumblebee that is flying around down here. I put another one on this back section, and I just think it's such a fun little stamp set. So if you haven't checked it out, what are you waiting for? All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put it over here in the corner. I'm going to move my stamp set out of the way for right now, and we're going to get started. The base that we will be using for this, which is this piece here, this back piece that's kind of scored up. We're going to score that in a few places. It's a piece of 9 by 4 1/4. So see, 4 1/4 by 9 inches of basic beige cardstock. We're going to score it at 1 1/4, and then we're going to flip, and we're going to score it at 2 1/2, and then we're going to flip, and then we're going to score it at 5 3/4. And the reason I flip it is because this particular, any cardstock needs to be folded in the right direction. And so since this card gets folded like this, you have to flip it to make sure that the paper doesn't crack. So you want 2 score lines on one side and 1 on the other. So I just flip each time so I can get that accordion type fold in here and no paper cracks. Okay. The center section, this middle piece where the flower goes, that piece is 8 1/2 inches by 2 1/4 inches. And we're going to score that in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. Okay, so that one, no flipping involved. I'll put that to the side. Then I'm going to get my bone folder, and we're going to do a little burnishing. Okay, so I'm going to fold that one, and you always want to fold against the raised score line, not the indented one, which is why I do the flipping when I make these cards. Okay, that way, see, this one's raised, so we're going to bend against it. That's how it works. Pretty fun. All right, so here is our base and then our center piece. We have some inside and some pieces we're going to do some stamping on and all that good stuff. Not inside, but back side is what I meant to say. All right, so we are going to do a little bit of attaching some DSP. On this center panel, we're going to attach this piece of Designer Series paper. It is 2 inches by 5 1/4. And I cut it from the Country Woods paper. And I'm using the side that has all of the little slats. I think it's such a pretty paper pack. If you don't have this one, get it. It's not going away. It's carrying over, which is kind of cool. All right, so we're going to add that right there. And just press that into place. All right, now we're going to add some Designer Series paper on here. So this back side, you know, gets our white. So this panel here gets a piece, and it is a piece of 4 inch. I cut a 4 inch by 4 inch piece, and then I cut 1 inch off of it. So it's really 3 by 4 and 1 by 4, but if you cut it 4 by 4, it makes it easy. And then you just slice it at the 1 inch mark. And that is what we're going to do here. So we're going to add our Pool Party weathered wood panel. We're going to add that right here. So pretty. I love this paper. All right. Then we're going to add the other 1-inch piece right here, okay? So we're gonna grab our adhesive. And that's gonna go right here. Okay, and you just wanna line it up so that the line is coherent straight down when you push it together like this, okay? So there is that piece. I have cut a piece of petal pink ribbon. It's about 14 inches or so. And we're gonna tie that around this panel right here. And it doesn't matter where you place the knot, we're gonna slide it over when we're done tying it. So just make sure that you have it nice and even, that you tie your knot, and that you're happy with what it looks like, and then we can always slide it into place, okay? So let's go ahead and tie that knot. So this ribbon comes in a 2-pack. I think it's called Diagonal Trim, and it comes in white and petal pink. It's a pack of 2 colors. So there's that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slide it over and bring it a little higher. I want it about right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and trim the pieces of ribbon. All right. Now we're gonna add our center panel, okay? So the center panel is this one here. And what we wanna do first is we wanna make sure that this piece is centered directly on top of this piece, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add right to the middle, just a little bit of adhesive. And then you wanna make sure if you need a little more room on either side, you just don't glue it down until you're ready, but just look and see where you're gonna place. I think that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and add that onto this piece, and you want it right butted up to the bottom. And just hold it for a second so it doesn't move on you or wiggle around, and then we're gonna glue it to the other side. I think I went a little too far with the glue, but that's okay, we'll fix that in a minute. I just wanna hold it in place till it sets. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it this way, and we're gonna glue this piece down. So you wanna go not more than maybe 3/4 of an inch, and it's gonna be equal with this size of the paper, right? Right here, this size. So it's pretty easy to figure that part out. And then you're gonna bring this down. And again, if any glue oozes out, we can clean it up with our eraser. So I'm just gonna press that down, hold it for a second, let it grab, and we will have a start to our card. All right, so there we go. Not looking too bad, right? Looking good to me. I'm gonna slide this ribbon up a little higher, I think, and move it over a little bit more. All right, quite happy with this so far. All right, so next, I'm gonna get my eraser out and get all of this excess adhesive, which is what I love about this little adhesive remover. And I might have an ooze right here. I do, but that's okay. All right, so now we're gonna take our basic white, which is a 3x4, and we are going to stamp and add a little DSP to the top. So this is the back, and you can see that I've added a little designer series paper to the top part. So this is a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And I'm just adding that to the top. And then we're gonna do a little stamping in this corner here. I wanted to bring some interest. So there's a speckled stamp, which we're gonna stamp in petal pink. It matches our ribbon, okay? Right in this corner here. Done. I'm gonna grab my cleaner. We're gonna add our pool party. I gotta find that little stamp wherever it is. Oh, it's on the same one. Okay. We're gonna add that little square. It's kind of like a little fun mark. Okay. Comes with the stamp set, so use it. And then we're gonna add a little bumblebee. The bumblebee is so cute. He's gonna go in Memento Tuxedo Black, and we're gonna have him buzzing around over here. Okay, right there. So cute. All right. We're gonna add a little bit of yellow Stampin' Right marker. It is Lemon Lolly, I think, that I used. Right to the bumblebee, just to give it a little color right in between here. So we have some yellow and black. All right. And now we can add our glue and add this to the back of our card. And it's gonna cover up that piece that's glued onto the back for our center panel. So I'll show you in a minute. So we're gonna bring this over. See how that looks unfinished? When you add this panel, see how finished it looks? It gives it such a good look. So I highly recommend that you add this panel on the back. All right, so here's our card so far. Are you happy with it? I think it's pretty awesome. I'm messing around with my bow still. Okay, so now we're gonna do some decorating. So this is the fun part. We're gonna stamp our floral, and we're gonna fussy cut it out, or I am. You're just gonna watch. And I wanted to show you how this stamp set worked, which is why I didn't do it ahead of time. So it's a pretty cool stamp set. So we're gonna stamp our outline. And we're gonna stamp that right on this piece. Looks like I had some black ink on something that I shouldn't have, and I need to clean that. I don't know what I did, but I will fix that. I'll grab a baby wipe in a second. All right, so there is our stamp. Let's clean it first, and then I will clean up the ink pads with that black. All right, so that moves out of the way. Oops, hang on. All right, let's grab the baby wipe. All right, and that's not how that's supposed to look at all. So let's clean it up. These lighter color ink pads, I feel like they always get dirty because they're so pale colored that it's easy to get stuff on them. Let's clean this because I don't know where that came from, and if it's on the bottom, I definitely want to clean it. All right, so there is everything hopefully cleaned up. All right, let's move on. Now we're gonna fill in our flower. Okay, so we're gonna start with our petal pink, and we're gonna do our center, and I'm gonna bring it down a little. It's too high up for me to see what I'm doing. And I want to line this up, and I'm gonna go over this a few times. I really want it to be dark, and then we're gonna let it dry. While we do the rest. Okay, so that's that color, the center. I made it pretty dark. It will dry a little lighter, but I just wanted to get that part. So then we're gonna match up our outline stamp. And this stamp has a lot of texture in it. So when you stamp it, you wanna make sure that you're nice and lined up right over that outline, which is why I like to stamp the outline first, because it helps you to line this portion up. And see how it adds so much texture? It's like light and dark. Isn't that pretty? All right, and then we have one for the leaves too, which we will do in Pool Party. You stand over here. All right, so let's get the leaves. They're gorgeous, these leaves. All right, let's line the leaves up. Hopefully I'm in camera. I hope I am. I can't tell, but if I'm not, forgive me. I'm gonna hold that for a second, let the ink grab, and hold on to that, pull that out. See how pretty that is? It really adds a lot of texture. I love that. Let's clean that. All right, next we're gonna stamp our sentiment and our little bumblebee. All right, let's move that out of the way. I'm gonna do my bumblebee and my sentiment memento. Let's add the bumblebee in this corner of our flower here, and I can cut it out when I cut that out. Let me clean. And then I'm gonna color it in, of course. And then we need our sentiment. I have another little scrap piece. Has ink on it, but it's okay. Let me find it. Friends are flowers in the garden of life. So there's that. All right, so everything is stamped. Now we just need to do a little fussy cutting. All right. I didn't do my inside of my bumblebee yet, so let me get that part done. Our little bumblebee, so cute. All right. Let's get my scissors, my snips, and get going. So for the friends are flowers, I wanted to leave some straight areas, and then around the script, I wanted to kind of cut in. So you'll see how I go about this. I come in and then up a little, and then I'm gonna start right on that letter D. I'm gonna wrap it around and wiggle in where the N is. Bring that around. If you've never fussy cut before, it's really not as hard as it looks. It just takes practice for you to get smooth. And the best tips that I can give you when you fussy cut is that you move your paper. See, I'm right-handed, so I'm moving the paper with my left, and that's what's guiding my scissor. I'm hardly pushing on my scissor. I'm mostly rotating my paper. As I rotate, I'm getting these straight cuts, okay, like that. And only when I run out of space I run out of space on my scissor is that I move my scissor, okay? So we're gonna come down here, and then we're gonna come in. We're gonna do this R right here, and then we're gonna go back around that script, the L and the F of flower, and around. It's so pretty. The stamp set is really beautiful. It's worth the effort. All right, I'm gonna come straight down next to that I for in, come out for the, get rid of that. We're having a little pile of paper here. We're gonna come down, and then I'll start doing that G. So I'm bringing my scissor all the way down and then around that G, and you can see I'm moving still my paper. And now I had to slide my scissor up, and I'm gonna come straight down next to the O, out, and here's our L, and we're done. All right, this is ready. All right, let's start with let's move our bumblebee out of here because I don't want to cut it by accident. Okay, so we're gonna go with our flower next. Again, you're gonna come in and around, and then rotate with your paper. And see, when my scissor gets close to the end, I'm gonna shift it down and move it over. I'm still gonna rotate with my left hand. And if you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to rotate it with your right hand, and you're going to cut with your dominant hand. And you just shift the scissor when you get to the end of the blade. See, I'm close enough to the end of that blade that I need to shift. So I'm going to pivot it around, and then I'm going to shift. And the more you watch me, the more you practice, the better you're going to get at this. I have so much faith in you guys. I know you can do this. It's not that hard. It just takes patience, and after a while, it's very, very relaxing to fussy cut. I know that some of you haven't gotten to that stage yet, but you will. Keep practicing, you'll get better and better. I think fussy cutting is a little bit harder for a left-hander just because the scissor blocks the line, so it's much harder to see it when you're cutting. Whereas on the right, you can see exactly where the blade is. On the left, you would be covering it up. So I think it's a little harder for a left-hander, but there's no excuse. You can still practice. You will get better, I promise you, as the more you do it. Almost halfway there. Working our way around this flower, and then we'll go back to the leaves. Then I gotta do the little bumblebee, but I wanted to stamp it in front of you and not have it prepped because I wanted you to see how the stamps that come with the set, how they color in your flower any color that you want, the leaves any color that you want. I think it's really beautiful. Okay, we're almost back to the leaves again, and we'll be in the home stretch. Okay, let's move our little bumblebee. I don't want to throw it away by accident. We're getting there, guys. I know that I'm going a little intricate. You don't have to go in as deep as I am going. You can just do around the outer edge until you get more comfortable and feel like, okay, I can go a little more intricate. Start off with not dipping around things as much as I am, and just stay around the outer surface. It's okay that there's some white. Like, I left white there. I could have cut it, but I didn't want a weak flower at the top, so I left it. But it easily could have been removed. All right, this is the final big leaf here. And we have 2 small ones, and then we're done. Okay, we're on our last leaf. And then that tiny little bit of stem. All right. And then our bumblebee is next. All right, there's that. Little bumblebee is not too hard. It is smaller, so you have to kind of hold a little differently than you would hold a larger piece, but it's not too bad. And I'm not going obviously in the inside of that little swirly whirly, just around. Get around this little cute bumblebee. I love that they added a tiny bee to the set. It's just the tiny detail, but it's perfect, and it's definitely stand out. I think the small things like that are definitely stand out. So I am quite pleased with this little tiny bumblebee. I may be using him on quite a few other things because he's amazing. All right, almost to the end. I'm just getting right to that tiny piece and have to go around it and we'll be good to go. All right, there's my 3 things. See, the card itself was pretty easy to put together. All right, so now we're gonna add dimensionals, and if any of you guys know me, it's gonna be a minute. Because I put a lot of dimensionals on the backs of my things. But that's okay. That's what they're for. So I'm just gonna start with minis because this is so small. I just really felt that minis were the best for this particular sentiment. And there's some spots I'm missing, of course, and I will add those in a minute. I just have to make sure I'm not sticking out. I'm gonna use a strip piece, I'll show you. I'm gonna cut a little, and I'm gonna add that to the bottom here. And I'm gonna add a small one on the other side, because it was not big enough. There we go. So that one's ready. And also with these little pieces, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the bumblebee. So we're gonna take this little piece here and add it to that part, and this little piece here and add it to that part, and that should be enough. All right, let's use the big ones that we can on our flower, and then we'll add smaller ones as we need to. All right, back to littles. And then we're gonna go back to the edges in a few minutes. And I love edges for this very reason, because you can basically cut them any size that you want. It really helps to add support to your pieces. I'm gonna bring this little trash up here. And takes your projects to the next level. That's my opinion, of course. And I have lots of edges because I'm always using a lot of dimensionals, so I end up with a ton of edge pieces, and I'm okay with that because I use them up quite easily. This little area here is almost complete. I have this little edge here. This will fit perfectly right there. I need one for this petal or stem, leaf, and one more. No, actually 2 more. 1, 2. All right, so let's add this one here. And this one right here. All right, I only have a tiny piece left, so I'm gonna grab another edge piece and I'm just gonna add this to the middle, because it's so tiny. I need to get rid of it. All right, so now we have all of our pieces on the backs. So let's add it to our card. All right, so we're gonna do the floral first because it kind of sets the stage. So we'll pull the backs off. Well, I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna probably end up grabbing the Take Your Pick tool because it's a lot of dimensionals and I'm much faster when I use the Take Your Pick tool. Although for this, it might be better for me to just slow down and use my hands, because a lot of those little edges have the backs already off and I can't tell with the Take Your Pick tool, but I can feel it with my fingers. All right, we're almost there anyway. I think I have, that one's done. I think I just have an edge and yep, that's the last one. All right, so we're gonna add our flower. And before we put it down, we wanna add this and kind of show where it's gonna be so that we can, whoops, position our flower. There we go. All right. Next comes our sentiment, and then we'll add our little bumblebee and then some embellishments. I think we're gonna use, I used blue ones last time, and I think this one doesn't have as much blue, this paper. The other one, I wanted to pull out the blue from the paper. I'm not sure yet which one I'll use. I'll just, probably the same one, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, we're to the home stretch. I know I use a lot of dimensionals, guys. I apologize that you have to sit here and watch me pull the backs off, but it's well worth it when you make a project and you're happy with it. Okay, so there is that. Oops, I think I want to raise it a little. I put it too low. Let's just go a hair higher. There we go, friends. Our flowers in the garden of life. And let's get these two off of our teeny tiny bumblebee. And it's going to be buzzing around right there. So there's that. Let's add our gems. Let's see, which gems did I use last time? I think it was these. And I'm gonna just go with it. I really like these. They're so pretty. This is from the Tinsel Gem 3-pack. So I'm gonna grab blue. And I'm gonna add one there and a small one with it. And then I'm gonna add a larger one, maybe right here. And it'll show nice on that petal pink color. All right, so let's stand up our pretty, oh, one thing I forgot to show you. The other thing that I did was over the center of the flower, that little hash area, this little hash area, I added some yellow to just pull out another color. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so this is our faux step card with the You Are Remarkable stamp set. I hope that you enjoyed watching me put this card together, that you had fun with me this Tuesday night. I will be live again on Thursday with another project with this amazing stamp set, You Are Remarkable. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping.